BLM and Antifa are moving into politics. What's up, everybody? Thanks for coming back to my channel. I appreciate it. Got a couple crazy stories here to tell you guys about BLM and Antifa, both getting into the political realm. And personally, it's kind of frightening. My French bulldog Goose wanted to come in and say hi real quick. Say hi to everybody, bud. Oh, good boy. Okay, you did this right in the middle of my video, so could you get down? Love you, buddy. All right. I apologize. Goose just can never be any more than a foot away from me. So, both BLM and Antifa are both making the leap into politics. Let's start out here with this story. Co-founder of BLM writes letter to Team Biden. We want something for our vote. For our vote, excuse me. So this is Patrice, I believe it's Patrice Cullors, one of the founders of BLM, wrote a letter to, I'm not even going to say president-elect because there's legal things going on. The mainstream media called it, social media called it. I'm going to wait till the official word comes out. So Patrice Cullors wrote a letter to Joe Biden and Kamala Harris explaining what BLM wants done once they're in the White House. So I'm not going to read this whole letter. It's a bunch of nonsense, but just to go over it real quick, it says, the Honorable Joseph Biden and the Honorable Kamala Harris. Dear President-elect Joe Biden and Vice President-elect Kamala Harris, congratulations on your election, blah, blah, blah. So it says, we also know that this political exit doesn't, okay, so as we celebrate his electoral, they're talking about Trump, as we celebrate his electoral demise, we also know that his political exit does not ensure an end to the intolerable conditions faced by black people in America. Just intolerable, oppressed. It's out of control. All right. Without the resounding support of black people, we would be saddled with a very different electoral outcome. In short, black people won this election. Alongside black-led organizations around the nation, Black Lives Matter invested heavily in this election. Vote and organize became our motto, and our electoral justice efforts reached more than 60 million voters. We want something for our vote. So there you have it, guys. It says we want to be heard. We want to be heard, and our agenda to be prioritized. So basically, Patrice Cullors and the rest of the BLM organization want Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, if they do get into the White House, to prioritize them, their organization, their demands, the things they want, getting rid of the police, getting rid of prisons, getting, socialism, getting rid of the Western nuclear family, all the absolute ridiculous anti-American nonsense that BLM's been spewing everywhere, all over their websites, although they've scrubbed some of that, which I have no idea why, except it was disgusting. The things they scream in the streets about police, the things they yell in the streets about who do we support? We support black criminals. I have a video where they actually chant that. Who do we support? We support black criminals. By saying that, they know that these people that are having these interactions with police and getting shot or getting arrested, whatever happens, people in BLM know that these people are criminals. They know they're going out and committing crimes, yet they support them? Where's the personal responsibility in this? Okay. All right. So, to me, this is pretty frightening. I would hope that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris would simply say, we're in the White House. Listen, we're not going to meet these garbage demands of yours. We won whatever. I hope that this doesn't get taken seriously at all. I was listening to Anthony Brian Logan earlier, ABL. He's got a great YouTube channel. I highly recommend you check it out and subscribe to him. Oh, and speaking of that, I'm promoting other people's channels. Do me a favor. I'm just getting started out here on YouTube. As you can tell, I get 20 subscribers. Getting from 0 to 20 was a big deal for me, even though I know it's just the very, very beginning for me. I got a goal of hitting 100 by Christmas. And I would love it if you guys could subscribe to my channel, join me on this journey, and we get a lot to talk about, a lot to say. There's a lot of crazy things like this going on in the world, and I'm going to bring it to you guys the best I can with common sense, facts, truth. We don't have safe spaces around here. If your feelings are hurt, I apologize. I'm not trying to, but there's no safe spaces here. This is just common sense, truth, facts. Like I said before, I'm not a conservative or a Republican. I'm not a liberal or a Democrat. I'm just a common sense guy that thinks BLM is a bunch of nonsense. And it is. It is. All right. So this is what BLM wants to do if Biden and Harris get in the White House. They have a list of demands they want met. You can go to their website and check out what they're all about. It's it's pretty frightening if you ask me that these people actually believe the things they believe. But I mean, I don't know. Listen, all lives matter. I got my All Lives Matter shirt on. To me, putting a color in front of something is racist. That's what I always thought. But that's just me. Like I said, I try to think common sense. Um, but that's not it. This isn't the only thing that has to do with politics and BLM. Cori Bush, a Black Lives Matter activist who is now a U.S. Congresswoman. There was a big story that just came out about her where she wore a Breonna Taylor mask on, and she said something about a bunch of Republicans thought her name was Breonna Taylor, and she thought it was racist, and blah blah blah. I don't know. That story holds no weight to me. But it's this, as you get to hear, why we need a Black Lives Matter activist in Congress. So Cori Bush is now a United States Congresswoman and a Black Lives Matter activist. They're just coming. And I don't know if you guys remember this story, but Ted Wheeler in Portland, Oregon, that dipshit Ted Wheeler, he was running against another mayor in Portland, Oregon, who was an active member of Antifa, self-proclaimed member of Antifa, and she was running for mayor. And at one point, I think she was ahead in the race with Ted Wheeler. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure he ended up winning that. I haven't looked back into it because, as far as I'm concerned, never going anywhere near Portland, Oregon. I want nothing to do with it. They can stay on the West Coast. I'll stay on the East Coast. But just another case of BLM and Antifa trying to get into politics. And this Cori Bush, a BLM activist, is in there. You got Patrice Cullors and the rest of the BLM ladies, or theys, them, she's, it's, LG. I'm not sure. I don't think I should have called her that because I know they're big LGBTQIA. I know they're big into that, so I don't want to offend anybody with pronouns, so I'll just say Patrice Cullors and the other people of BLM. Pretty frightening. I don't know if you saw the BLM violence, well, everywhere this summer, but at the recent Million MAGA March in Washington, D.C., where BLM and Antifa showed up just to cause hate and discontent and hurt people and destroy things, which is generally their MO. That's what they do. It doesn't seem to be that anybody on the left, Democrats, nobody wants to call them out specifically for the things they do. Now, I read this awesome article. There's a book out there. It's called The Truth About BLM. The Truth About Black Lives Matter, excuse me. And it was on Amazon. Amazon yanked it. Amazon banned the book, The Truth About BLM. Of course they did, right? Because it wasn't this glorious book about Black Lives Matter. It was the truth about Black Lives Matter. And it was basically how did three Marxist women dupe the United States? How did these three women, these three founders of Black Lives Matter, dupe an entire country into believing that this movement was something positive? And basically, I haven't read the book. I'd love to read it. I don't know where. I mean, it's Amazon banned it. I'm sure you can find it out there. But now this is a great article about BLM in the book, The Truth Behind Black Lives Matter. Um. So basically, the guy said, how did these three women dupe America into believing the BLM was a good movement? And basically, it's in the name. I mean, Black Lives Matter. If you say anything other than agreeing with that, you're going to be deemed a racist. So yeah, of course Black Lives Matter. Nobody doubts that. Nobody disagrees with that. Nobody has anything. Of course Black Lives Matter. So that's how they duped them. One of the ways they duped them was using that name. Because if you say, no, I'm against Black Lives Matter, oh, what are you, a racist? So it's tricky with these people. So this guy read the book and he said, when reading Martinelli's book, it was written. This is just an article. I can't remember that guy's name that wrote the article, but it's when reading Martinelli's book. Martinelli's the guy who wrote the book, The Truth Behind Black Lives Matter. When reading Martinelli's book in 2020, it was written in 2016. I'm giving him credit for being prophetic. Not, no, not of biblical proportions, but we are currently living through the predictions he made several years ago. It's eerily chilling to think BLM was that predictable to a man who spent so much time researching, studying, and analyzing the movement. The truth behind the Black Lives Matter is just the facts, ma'am. Sergeant Joe Friday from those old, just the facts, ma'am, just the facts. That's old school Joe Friday from that old cop TV show. I digress. It's not a political commentary, but straightforward, well-sourced facts. That is why no one can successfully call him out on his work, although Amazon and others can try to cancel it. Frighteningly, the BLM movement hasn't listened to this. This is insane. Frighteningly, the BLM movement has invaded many law enforcement agencies. For instance, San Francisco Police Department is hanging BLM posters. San Francisco Police Department is hanging BLM posters while they ban officers wearing the thin blue line mask. What? Gee, what in God's name are they doing? And they are not alone. The radical movement has not simply been legitimized, it's been weaponized against people and institutions who do not yield to their sword. If you think that if you think that is an inflammatory statement, then you have not been listening to their speeches. Violent acts are part of their playbook. Bingo! He hit the nail on the head right there, folks. So, politics, they're getting into, we have a congresswoman. They're sending letters to the White House saying this is what we want. It's because of us you got in there, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. So we demand this, this, this. Not only politics in our schools. This is a picture taken from a student in my former high school where I graduated 25, 6, 7 years ago. Ooh, 27 years ago. Man, I'm getting old. Ugh. So this is a picture from inside the high school I went to. You got a Black Lives Matter flag hanging up. You got a I don't know, is that a Pride, Gay Pride, or LGBTQFIA flag? I don't know. So they stick these in the schools. Another great channel is this young kid, 15-year-old kid, up and coming on YouTube. He's got 5,000 or 6,000 followers. Didn't start too long ago. His name's Maxim Smith. Go check him out. He talks about, he exposes the agendas being taught in these schools. These teachers are teaching Black Lives Matter stuff. They're handing out Black Lives Matter stuff in schools. This is what your kids are being taught in their schools. Of course, we all know the kids in colleges are being indoctrinated, but high schools, middle schools, maybe even elementary schools, I think it's just these kids are being taught instead of regular, what we're supposed to be taught in school. They're teaching about Black Lives Matter and LGBTQIA history and all this other stuff. This stuff's getting scary, guys. It's getting scary. It's crazy. Like, it's crazy. And we all know the story of those high school football players. I think it was in Texas that came running out. They had an American flag and a thin blue line flag, and they got suspended for it. They got suspended for carrying those flags, but these are okay. Another thing, in my hometown too, well, not in my hometown, but in my home state where my nephew goes to high school, during a Zoom class, one of the girls in the Zoom class, she wasn't even in school, Zoom class, she had a Trump flag hanging on the wall of her bedroom in her Zoom class. Her teacher zapped her out of the class, and I think they tried to suspend her or said something, but her mother flipped out. Flipped out. But it's okay to hang this stuff up in there. It's okay to send home BLM homework, but you put a Trump flag up, you put a Blue Lives Matter or a thin blue line flag up, and you get zapped, you get suspended, you get in trouble. It's scary, guys. It's really getting scary because if anybody knows that, listen, if you think that BLM is a good organization that is doing great things for Black communities, that is doing great things for this country, you have been duped. You've had the wool pulled over your eyes. You have been completely fooled. Okay, I'm going to tell you straight up. Do your research. Go look what these people are about. These people are, I'm gonna say it. They should be deemed a domestic terror organization. I mean, they are not. They're about violence, destruction, anti-American rhetoric, anti-police rhetoric, racist rhetoric. It's just terrible, and it sucks that so many young, smart people got roped into this. You know, it's. I'm sure a lot of these people that bought into this nonsense, if they could steer away from this negative energy, this destruction, this hate, and this anger, they could probably do a lot with their lives. You put that much anger into destroying things and hating people and being violent and angry. What if you harness all that bad energy and turn it into good energy? You're going to do a lot of good in life. All right, guys. My rant's over. I'm just saying, with BLM in schools, now BLM in politics, and BLM getting into the White House, it's like, when's it going to stop? Where is it going to stop? How's it going to stop? I don't know. I'm just here to tell you guys what's going on. That's the best I can do. And, the rest is up to you. As I said, help me grow my channel. I want to get 100 subscribers by Christmas. I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. I appreciate every one of you. Hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the notification button. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you think this is a great movement. I could be way off. Like I said, I'm just a knucklehead up here that, you know, sometimes thinks that I'm going crazy and the rest of the world's right. So I could be way off. Guys, take care of yourselves. Be kind to your neighbors. Just be a good person. Help other people out. Be honest. And you're going to live a pretty good life. I can guarantee it. Till the next one. Peace.